How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Tressa's Collectibles channel. Today we're going to be opening up Macross Delta Premium Booster. And for the two of us that are going to be doing this box opening today, it's going to be myself, Randall, aka Shizukats.
And Simu, also known as Chairman.
Alright, so this is a really interesting set from a playability standpoint. This is going to have like one of the strategies that has never been seen in all of Weiss Schwarz up until this point. And so we're really excited to get into talking about some of these strategies and some of these cool combinations that you can do. That being said, as far as the actual IP, neither myself nor Simu have really like delved into the world of Macross Delta. So like I have not watched the show, but I am like familiar with like the characters, and honestly, more than anything else, I'm more familiar with the songs and the voice actresses for the Macross Delta series. Like there's some pretty notable bangers in there, like Ikanai Borderline and September by Earth, Wind and Fire. If you know, you know. But earlier, Simu was trying to learn a little bit about the series himself, kind of looking at one of the movies, I think. So.
Yeah, I basically 3 hours ago, I binge watched the first Macross compilation movie, which I have heard is a retelling of the TV anime with some significant plot changes.
Significant? Yeah.
It is also about like 2 hours shorter. Wait, not 2. Like 3 hours shorter than the actual TV runtime, so I'm sure I missed a lot of details from the TV series. But I know what happens in the show, so I'm the only member of the team who has watched any of the show to any significant extent, so I'll try my best to give a voice to what is happening on the cards.
Yeah, as far as like the overall premise, because Macross is a series that dates back to like even before this century. It's like in the late 90s.
Yeah,
so there's like the original Macross, and then there's like Macross Frontier, and now we have Delta. And so like the series as a whole, it kind of revolves around like aliens and like space warfare, but also with music elements, right?
With idols, yes.
Yeah, so like I think like basically the way it works is like they have like the military unit, which in this particular installment is called Delta Flight.
Yeah, Delta Squadron.
Delta Squad, like Delta Flight.
Something like that, yeah.
And then you have, in the case of Delta, you have an idol group called Valkyrie, which is like, it's like German for Valkyrie, basically, right?
Super Valkyrie Force.
Super Dimensional Venus Valkyrie or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And so those are going to be like the 5 idol girls that are in this set. And so they use their music to like fight alongside the like warfare squadron to fight evil aliens, something along those lines.
Specifically, their songs have some kind of like healing power,
or like resist like alien powers. Right?
Like there's like this this alien virus that's going around, and so when their lives in universe, they're called vaccines.
Huh?
With a W. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. The more you know.
Yeah, but I'm pretty excited to get into this premium booster. Just with all premium boosters, these are going to be 6 cards per pack with one guarantee. It's one guaranteed, right? In every pack? I forget.
The foil.
Yeah, one guaranteed foil, right?
The shiny one's every one pack.
Yeah, and so as far as case ratios, so in every sealed case of 30 of these boxes, you're looking to get expected ratio of 6 SPs per case, and then that is out of a total of 20. So the 20 signs in this set, they are not Seiyu signatures. They have some character signatures, and then also some cards that just have like the character's various symbols. And there are 20 of them, 4 for each of the members of the idol unit, Valkyrie. So hopefully we can pull one of those in the 3 boxes that we're going to be opening today. So let's get right into it. All right, here we go. Box number 1. Now, so yeah, every booster pack, and you get 6 packs per box, every booster pack is going to have 1 guaranteed foil card, which every premium booster, for the most part, has like their own special rarity for that foil one. This one is DCR, Deculture Rare. From what Simu has told me, this is like a buzzword that they just kind of throw around in the show, so I don't quite exactly know what it means, and he also doesn't.
I saw a soldier get shot, and he flames to the ground saying, "Oh, deculture."
Yeah, we're not totally sure on that ourselves. Go ahead, if you guys are Macross Delta fans, let us know down in the comment section what is deculture. so that we too can be cultured. All right, pack number 1, and it is 3 cards per pack. So one thing about premium boosters, if you guys have not opened premium boosters before, is that unlike normal booster packs, you are not guaranteed 1 climax in every pack. So getting climaxes is just as hard to get as any other card in the set. And that does end up making them more valuable from like a value perspective, just because climaxes, those are the cards that you're going to be needing. Like if you're playing a certain strategy, you're going to be needing like probably the maximum number of copies. With an asterisk, with an asterisk. Yeah. Okay, like normally you need like the maximum number of copies, which is 4.
Randall just sees me looking at him.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get onto that later. But yeah, so the climaxes in this set have a very special trait to them. Most of the climaxes. There's one climax that does not have this trait, and if we see there, it has this continuous and then chain link thing. This is called a link effect. This is basically like a trait for climaxes. If I remember correctly, there's only 2 other sets besides Macross Delta in all of Weiss Schwarz that have a link mechanic, and those other 2 sets are not in English. Those are Rhodesia Set 2 and D4 DJ. If there was another one besides that, I just don't remember it off the top of my head. But anyways, it's like traits for climaxes, and depending on what set you are playing, these climaxes will interact in very interesting ways. So this climax has the link Super Dimension Venus, which it shares with all the other ones. And once we see a specific 1/1 event, hopefully we open it. But once we see a specific 1/1 event, we will be able to talk about what exactly this link means. But for now, we have a standby. This is the only standby in the set, so unfortunately, you're not able to play any 8 standby strategies.
Yeah, also worth noting for this set, every climax is going to be a song from the TV show or the movies in particular. They don't have, so the 2 songs that aren't featured on climaxes are the opening and ending themes from the TV anime. So that's Rune Pikato and then the I don't know the full name of the first song, but those aren't featured. Every other song from the show, like insert songs, are featured.
There's Ichido Dake.
Yeah, that one, Ichido Dake. That one's not on a climax.
Yeah. Okay, and then yeah, we do have Ikenai Borderline in here. We're not going to say the English name when we pull it, just because it doesn't seem right. But yeah, so this is going to be our first song and our first climax that we pull.
Yeah, it's Ikenai card name. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So next we have the 1/1 Aerial Knights. This is like the dude squad, right?
The enemies.
Oh, this is the enemy squad?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a refund backup. So it's a 1/1 backup, but when you use it, if all of your characters on stage are music or pilot, which are the 2 main traits of the set, then you can refund 1 stock. And for our first foil, we have the 1/1 Reina. So this is one of the members of the Valkyrie idol unit. And she is voiced by Nao Toyama. And from what I saw, she's like a pretty like soft-spoken, analytical character, which is a lot different than what I think we usually see from Nao Toyama characters. Usually we see like the bubbly Kohai characters like Koga from Bunny Girl Senpai, or like Yui Gahama from like Origairu.
From a voice profile, she's more similar to Rin from Yuru Camp.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Which you've been doing a lot of Euro camping recently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she also has this like verbal thing where she'll repeat the same word twice. That's kind of like a verbal trick.
Oh, for this character?
Yeah. She just like says the same word like twice.
Oh, okay. And then so this card is just like your usual like 1/1/7/5 hand encore that you would play in like a standby deck. But
yeah, in a standby deck, right?
In a standby deck.
Right,
Yep.
Right, Randall, with the standbys. Yep. You know, look at this wonderful standby we have in this set.
Yep. All right, so let's take a look at pack number 2. Oh, we have the level 3 Freya. This is one of the main finisher climax combos that you could be running in the set. So Freya is our main character, basically, right?
Yeah.
So she is the newest member of Valkyrie. She's like ascended fangirl, right? Like she was like a fan of the idol unit, and then she like auditioned to get in, and then she was added to the group. And then from what little I know about her, she has like a specific race that makes her like more effective at combating like the like alien forces, right? And so that's all I got.
Yeah. So her race, the thing on her head
Oh, this thing?
That's like I have to be
Like an antenna thing?
I have to be
Is it kind of spoilery?
or no, I have to be like, PG appropriate on this channel, so I can't say what it really acts like in the show. But all the knights, the enemy knights, they all have it actually. If you look carefully in their hair, they have like little things part of their hair. It's like a lot smaller for them.
Okay, sure.
But yeah, so that's the race that she's part of. Yeah.
Okay. And then
So she's not human.
And then as far as Freya's voice actress, so she's voiced by Minori Suzuki, who like this was like the role that like catapulted her into fame, right? I think this was like the big role, like if I remember correctly. So like Freya's character, because I remember Freya's character, she really loves apples.
Yeah.
And then like Minori Suzuki, her like fan nickname, like her nickname from the fans is like Minoringo, and I'm pretty sure it was because this was like her like big debut role.
What else did she do afterwards?
So other roles, so she mainly does like, she has like her singing career, and then she does a lot of gacha games. So like she's in Idolmaster Cinderella Girls as Hajime Fujiwara. She's also in she's in Project Sekai. She plays Enna, who is Mike's favorite character, one of my favorite characters from Project Sekai. She has like some roles here and there that I couldn't tell you what the name of the characters are, but I know she's in like Arknights. She's in Princess Connect as a relatively new unit within like the last year or so, I think. Okay. So, but she appears in games every now and then.
So it does sound like her career's been more recent, because this was in 2016.
Yes.
And the project might have been a little bit before that.
Yeah, this if I remember correctly though, this was like her big breakout role.
I see.
And considering that like her like main thing is being a singer, like it makes sense that she would be put into a role where it's very important for her to be singing, and like she is a really good singer too. So
yeah, she's definitely my favorite character from the show.
Based off the movie,
well, yeah,
just
the
movie.
movie. Yeah, I mean she's really fun. Yeah,
she's like the very like bubbly, Genki girl personality, right?
Yeah, very charming. She's like really Genki, but she's also like she's a little bit sassy at times, which is like kind of nice. Not just completely doormat.
Okay. All right. Very cool. And for our next card, we didn't even talk about the card. We should probably do that.
Yeah.
So this is an on play heal, and then it's an on attack pay 1 ditch 1 Mocha 3 and gain 1k power. So unlike the next closest Mocha 3 that we have, which is the Anya from Spy Family, this card is not able to come out at level 2 under normal circumstances. Like obviously you could standby it out, but outside of that, you would just be playing this at level 3. And so this card does have a bit of a reputation for not being really great finishing power, just because the actual damage that you're pushing is not very high, but it is able to eliminate climaxes out of your opponent's top 3, which can kind of like replicate damage, right? But yeah, without a high ceiling, if your opponent is at like a really low damage level, like they're at low level 2, then you're gonna have a pretty hard time actually finding lethals with this card. But if they're at really high damage, then you can just eliminate those climaxes and try to get like an easy 3 to stick, and then it's like, okay, GG.
What climax is that called?
Oh, this is with a choice.
Yeah, what's
we're not gonna talk about that one. Okay, so for our next card, we have level 0. This is a Shuffle Back 2. It's actually the same as the same exact card as the Soka level 0 from Slime that I am so very fond of. So Shuffle Back 2, no side penalty, on attack give 1500 anywhere, and it has the whole Valkyrie group on it. All right, and for our next foil, we have Mandarin Noble Kaname. So Kaname is the like most senior member of the Valkyrie unit. She's like kind of like the mom of the group. And she is voiced by Kiyono Yasuno, who I'm sure you Saikano fans out there are aware of because she voices Megumi Kato. But the voice range that she has in some of her characters is like crazy. Like in Saikano, she's like very soft-spoken, kind of on the higher range. And then in some of her other roles, like Kaname, and then also she voices Natsuki from Idolmaster Cinderella Girls. She really goes into that really low, powerful range for her singing, and that from Idolmaster Cinderella Girls was what got me to really like pay attention to how she sings and like her music. So, without having any knowledge of like her actual like character's personality, because I haven't watched the show, but like I think that if I were to like be able to like listen to the songs, I would just be able to like the character just from that standpoint. So the card itself is a on attack give 1k anywhere, and then it's also a Fukujiro. On death, you can discard 1 to top check 4 and add a level 1 or higher. There are a few events in the set that are really relevant that you can be grabbing off of this effect, in addition to just, level 1 or higher characters. So this is a card that you could potentially run in your deck and also just get yourself some extra deck speed. I also, this is my favorite outfit set from among the cards in the set, because some of the cards go into like different sets, like we will see later in like the SPs. So this card comes from like the music is catchphrase set. So like music is energy, music is mystery. Those ones all go into one set and it just kind of has like their default outfit. And then the noble set, they have these like really, really pretty dresses. And I remember when they were getting revealed in the card of the day cycle, I was really hype about how good these cards would probably look when they eventually got to foil. And they do look very good.
Yeah, I really like the premium booster foiling. It's nice that you get it on every single card. Or
well, the pattern is like, it's kind of like a pretty basic crosshatch. But I've said this in the past for other premium booster openings, but I really like when they have like that small border around the character that's like flat foil, and then after that outside they go into the actual like foil pattern.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really like when they do that. I think it just looks super clean, and it really like makes the character pop.
Right. Yeah.
Compared to
really
the background.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. Next we have Machina. Oh god, who voices Machina again? I actually don't remember.
I'll go with say.
Scooby-Doo. This is the one character that I did like, just based on like when I see them, it's just like I don't really care. I don't really feel like I'm gonna care about this character that much. But she's like the bubbly one. She's honestly the one that I would think would be voiced by Naoto Toyama, probably.
Oh yeah, you could see it. Yeah.
Yeah, but she's not. I'm sure Simu can look it up real quick while we do this.
I'll assist you real quick.
Okay, this is just kind of like a level 1 beater. There's a lot better level 1 cards to be playing throughout the set. So
this scene is pretty wild in the movie. She like sells her nudes online.
Whoa! What? Okay.
Not like actual nudes, but like they do like a stream, and then there's like this part. It's like future technology, but there's this part where you like she has like a barcode on her tits, and then you click it, and then you get like, if you pay money, you get access to like her grabber shots.
So it's
like,
a QR code to her OnlyFans.
Yeah, and that's part of the scene. Yeah.
Okay, dude.
Nozomi Nishida.
I don't think I know who that is. We'll come back to that. Apologies to Nozomi Nishida. Okay, so here we have our main man Hayate. So he is our main male lead of the anime, and then also Freya's love interest, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this he has a few cards in the set, but they are mostly like support cards for Freya stuff. So this one is a bonder to Freya, and specifically it bonds to apple-loving New Face Freya, which is a tap self top check 3 brainstorm. So it's pretty solid card. And then he also has a resonate effect where if you reveal the Freya brainstorm in your hand, then he can be a free runner. When's the last time we saw a resonate free runner? I only know Tulovru. Is that the only one?
Oh gosh, free runner? I think so.
Like resonate free runner.
There's like the Psychono runner that can resonate too, but I forgot if that was a free runner.
Oh, you're right. It's the one that resonates with the Michiru level 3. Okay, yeah. So it's definitely a card that you could run if you want a little bit more access to your top check 3 brainstorm, but personally, I think I would rather just run another brainstorm. All right, and up next we have, this is one of the most important cards in the set, in my opinion. So this card has a massive wall of text. So let's start with the second effect, because that's like the more basic one. This has on play, you can pay 1, discard a music or pilot character to top check 3, and add any card from among them to your hand. So this can be useful for just grabbing climaxes in like the late game for your finisher. And then the first effect is on play, if you have another music or pilot character, you can choose one of 2 effects. And these ones pertain more towards a specific deck type. So you can either perform like the Hestia event effect, where you look it up to top 3 to try to find an event, add it to your hand, and put the rest in the waiting room and discard a card. Or you can ditch bond to the specific event, Fly Valkyrie, which is very important for a specific deck type, which we'll get to later. So, but yeah, very important card. All right. Okay, pack number 4, we have Messer. So this is like Kaname's love interest, I think. I'm pretty sure. Something like that. They have some tension going on or something like that.
Love is probably not the right word.
Or they're like they're like partners, I think, or something like that.
It's a little bit of a long story, but basically Messer really likes Kaname's singing.
Okay.
And it keeps him sane.
Oh, okay.
Also 07.
Oh, 07. Okay. Spoilerino. Okay, so but this card is it's designed to be used with a specific 1/0 Kaname, so I think we'll leave this for later. We can come back to it. We have our next song, which is Cosmic Movement. This one was in the movie that you saw? Okay.
Yes. And there's 4 arts for this one, I believe.
Yeah, it's like one for like each of the members, and then also a foil art, I think.
Correct,
so this has 5 arts.
Yeah, 4 non-foil, 5. The 5th one's foil, I think. I think this one and both. Well, this one and Alive are like 4 non-foil and.
Yeah. Now, now that I think about it, I think the Climaxes are the only cards in the set that have alt art on their foils.
Ooh.
I think all of the character cards do not have an alternate art.
I think they. No, I think like this one has an alt art too.
Does it?
Yeah, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay.
It's
maybe.
like it's a different pose.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? No. I think all of the ones that have like the stock art. These ones.
Yeah,
I think these ones don't have an alt art.
Yeah, I think the anime arts. I believe like some of them have an alt art. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, okay. All right. And then for our foil, we have Miko from Hololive.
Oh yeah.
So this is the Miko drop search from Hololive. 3/5. Your opponent's characters get Encore Pay 2, and it's a drop search. So very solid card, just for the ability to play it as a 3/5 beater in the early game, but also have that drop search utility. Just very nice card. And here we have Mirage alongside Freya. So Mirage is another one of the characters from the Delta Flight, fighter squadron, alongside characters like our main man Hayate. Here we can see his traits are pilot and Delta Flight and not music. And then also Messer is also a pilot. This card has both the music and pilot traits just because it has both of them on it. But yeah.
All right, thoughts on Mirage's character design?
I think she has a really nice character design.
Yeah, I feel like she's right up your alley.
Yeah, she probably has my favorite character design, and I think for you too, because she has a ponytail.
The ponytail's good. Yeah.
The ponytail. Yeah. One thing that I do know about Mirage, based on conversations I've had with my friends in the past, is that she is actually the granddaughter of Max Genius, who is a character from the previous Macross series. So like in the old Macross, he's like a young man, and he's like one of the major characters, and then this is his granddaughter, and so that connects like the Macross series together. So
yeah, it's all one big universe and one huge timeline. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in terms of character design, Mirage is my favorite, followed by probably Kaname. And then probably Mikumo after that. Okay, here we have Reina. So remember earlier how I said like this is like the music is set. So this is music is energy. That's like her catchphrase within the Valkyrie idol group. And then Reina's catchphrase is music is love. So each one of the characters in the idol group has one of these cards in this set. So this Reina is an Amagi. When you play a Climax, you can top check 4, add a character, add it to your hand, send the rest to waiting room. And then also she has, when you play a Climax, you can bounce her back to your hand to give a character +1 level and +1500 until end of turn. So this is pretty similar to the Polka from Hololive, but instead of top check, top or mill, it gives +1 level.
Isn't this very similar to the one from Saikano?
The Saikano one is give 1k cross turn.
1k cross turn, right? Yeah.
So it's similar to that one as well.
Yeah.
Slight differences. I would say between the three, the level is probably the worst.
Yeah.
Level has not been super relevant in more recent Weiss Schwarz. In fact, a lot of times giving a character a level could potentially be a detriment. So I would much rather have either like an extra 500 power or like make it 1k cross turn. But it's still a really solid card. It gives you guaranteed advantage upon playing a Climax, and if you do want to play a standby version of Macross Delta, this is definitely a card you're going to want to play because you can use that Amagi effect to get guaranteed card advantage, fill your waiting room with potential standby targets, and also with the bounce back, you can empty a slot on stage that you can then put a standby target into. So solid card. Doesn't really see much play in the like 1k1 style builds. But solid card nonetheless.
I think it also works really well with the economy combo once we get to her.
Oh, it actually does. Yeah, now that I think about it, yeah. Does work with economy. Okay, you know what? We're gonna keep both these here. So yeah, I forgot I was supposed to keep this out. Okay, here we have something borderline Mikumo. So this card is a double climax combo with Freya. The song in question, Ikenai Borderline, is like it's like their big duet song in the show, and it's like one of the most famous songs from Macross Delta. And is this the first Mikumo card? Oh, we had this one that had Mikumo on it.
But this is the first solo Mikumo card, yeah.
Yeah. So so this is a double climax combo. So they both climax combo with the same choice. This card is really interesting because it has two different early play conditions. You can either early play this if you have 5 or less cards in deck, or if you have 2 or less climaxes in waiting room. So early on in the deck cycle, or very late into a deck cycle, you can early play this card. And it's also a 2-0, which is not something that we see very often.
This is the second 2-0 card we've seen today.
Oh, yeah. So we have two 2-0 cards, very uncommon. And they both also have soul triggers, which is pretty cool. So typically, when you give a card a soul trigger, they get lower in power, but these two cards just happen to be really stupid big on offense, and their defense is negligible. So that's a really cool part about these cards. During your turn, this gets plus 6,000 power, and then at the start of the Encore step, this has a pseudo fever effect, so if the character across from it is reversed, or if there's no character across from her, you can sacrifice the climax to the waiting room and then salvage 2. So pretty solid card. I like running this card alongside an actual level 1 combo just because you can double combo this with the level 3 as a finisher. And it's just a really, really cool card overall. We're going to leave this card out because we're going to come back to this one for the same reason that we're going to come back to the Messer. Next up we have level 0 Scarlet Noble Freya, another one of the Noble series with these really, really, really fancy, good-looking dresses. This card is so good to grief people with. So this is a drop salvage, so that's already an effect that you're going to be probably including in your deck anyway, just because it's a good way to access your waiting room, give you utility. But that second effect, the JC effect, when your other music or pilot character is front attacked, you can pay 1, sacrifice this from your stage, and return the character being attacked back to your hand. This is just a really good card for maintaining value. If you frontline this, you can let your opponent kill this, and then also still get one of your other characters back into your hand, or you can even put this in your backline if you really want to maximize denying your opponent's on reverse abilities. So just a really, really strong card.
Yeah, that card griefed me so much.
That card griefed a lot of people yesterday.
That's true.
I played this last night at locals, and all I was doing was abusing this card to deny on reverse effects. It was very, very fun. Not for them though. Okay, we have the Mandarin Noble Kaname non-foil version. We have the level 1 Kaname. This is a anti-change memory bomb. It's the exact same card as the level 1 bomb from Quince, where you can use this as a grappling hook if you're at level 3. And we pull the SP.
Oh shoot!
All right, we have SP of the Music is Energy Freya. Very, very nice. Wow. And so we did mention earlier that these cards do not have Seiyu signatures, but they do have character signatures. And as we were also saying earlier, her big thing is apples. Like she loves apples, and so her signature is in the shape of an apple. So cute.
So cute.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
Now let's go ahead and get a top loader or a penny sleeve on this. Protection. Let's get protection on this card.
Protection.
So
yeah.
There we go. Wow. Really great way to end our first box with our main girl, Freya. So let's get right into our second box then. So, and you already cut open the plastic a little bit?
Open it
so we can just rip it away?
Yeah, it's easier to rip. I just cut along the top.
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So Freya is my favorite character from watching the show, and I really like her singing voice. I think it's really good, especially in songs where when she starts a song, I feel like it starts the song on a really nice high energy that really makes you want to listen to the rest of the song. She also has this really weird catchphrase. She says things are like gori gori.
Gori gori, okay.
I don't understand what that means.
Is it another buzzword?
It's another buzzword, but it's exclusive to her. Nobody else says gori gori. Only she says gori gori. And then she says it a lot.
So it's basically her version of please stop trying to make fetch work.
Maybe. Maybe.
Okay, so Based on what you saw, what is your like character ranking of the characters in Delta? After Frey.
Just for Valkyrie or
just in general? Just in general, I guess.
In general, oh man. Gonna be real, like all the other characters are pretty snooze.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like Freya has a lot of good characterization, and then all the other characters are just kind of like. Sometimes they're not even characters. To be honest,
okay.
So.
They're the other members of the idol
group.
They're
the other members of the idol group. Like Mikumo's not even human. Like her whole backstory is just like really weird. I think.
And that's not a spoiler, or that's just a thing, or.
It's kind of a spoiler. It's like. It's a spoiler.
It's a minor.
They revealed it kind of early on
sure.
that she's like not really human.
Okay.
And then the way that she's not really human, I'm not gonna spoil it because that's the ending.
Okay. Yeah. You know what I think is really funny about you saying like the other 4 members are like they're there, and then like these 2 are literally there's like that trope. It's like those 2 guys or those 2 girls, and then it's literally these 2.
Yeah.
Like they're literally just like they're butt buddies and they're just together and they're there just literally to contrast each other and like be there.
They're in a corner holding hands, kissing, and then like just ignore them. Yeah.
Yeah, like 2 girls living in the idol group.
Yeah.
7 feet apart. Okay, but this is a standby combo, so it's more of a value effect, or not a value effect, like a hand fix effect, rather than like getting additional cards. Right. So this card gives you a hand fix at the end of the turn. On its own, it's not a super great combo, but it can interact with the other climaxes for Macross Delta reasons. So you can actually use this combo without actually playing the standby. And then it also has a replacement encore effect where if this is in your back row and one of your other characters dies, you can sack this to bring that other character back. For normal uses, you can just like important character dies, you sacrifice this to bring it back. But there's also some like cheesy stuff that you can do by using like an act ability that sacks a character, and then you can use this effect to bring that character back. Like for example, the 2/1 bouncer.
This is not the standby combo that you want, but it's the standby combo you're getting.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The only one that you're getting.
Okay, and then here we have the 2-0 event. Is this...
Wow, that looks so good.
Is this like a poster art for the movie or something? Because this...
Yes, I believe this is for the first movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is the Shakugan Oshana event.
Oh, that art is so good.
Yeah, so you need a character with a proper trait to play it, and you either search your deck for a character, add it to your hand, or you can give a character 3k and send the event to stock. So just very flexible. Just no costs, no stock costs, no funny business. Just get what you want or get a stock. Just a very, very strong profile. There's not really much else to say. It's strong in Shakugan Oshana. This exact same card has seen play in Bang Dream as well, the Change the World event. It's just a very solid card.
Strong in Dengeki.
And like, like Dengeki for Shana, but also in Dengeki.
Shana.
Yeah. It's a very solid card. And God, it looks so good.
It looks so good.
Oh my God. Leave it to movie poster.
Especially with the foiling too.
Yeah. Leave it to a movie poster.
The movie was I hear it was like some plot differences from what we read. It was like a lot happier. Like the ending was a lot happier.
Okay.
And like they kind of fleshed out some of the explanations of what happened. I thought it was good. Had more songs too. Like I think 2 or 3 like movie original songs.
Okay.
Which is really nice.
Okay, so next we have Machina level 0, which is it's like an Aqua Riki on death, but it's like the bog standard version, like Ichika from Quince, where it's just 2k power and it's on death, pay 1, collect the top card of your deck.
Too.
Oh yeah, and Bochi as well. Yeah, Bochi has this.
This is it's the same color, dude.
Yeah, also red.
Just Bochi.
Yeah, so there's really not too much to say. It's definitely a solid effect for just getting raw card advantage. In certain decks in Macross, though, you really want to be getting specific cards, and so you might want to be running a different advantage card like the Riki.
This also misses on events.
And certain decks really want events, and it's like not just this one. Like if you play it in a deck with like the 2-0 event, like you could miss, but there is another deck
Can you imagine missing on 1/1 event with this and being
I would cry.
Can I have that back, please?
Here we have Mirage. This is a 2k assist to level 3 and higher, and then it also has a very nice rest effect. You get to scry the top card of your opponent's deck and then surveil the top card of your deck. So I think that's a pretty cool effect, and I kind of wish that they would print this effect on more sets because like knowledge is just so good.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. Like this is basically like this is like Doggo from from Spy Family, which Mike used to terrorize me in the Spy Family block.
Whoa!
Ooh, and then we have a foil of Love Halation, Koi Halation the War. And this is one of the door triggers. This is the one that goes with the level 3 Mikumo.
Mm-hmm.
And another one of the Climaxes that has the Super Dimension Venus Link. This is also the first foil Climax we pulled.
Oh, it looks so good.
Yeah, this one...
It has all the arts.
It actually does... It does just reuse multiple arts of cards in the set. So like this is the standby combo. This is the Brainstorm. This is the like tap, pay 1, give a character on reverse salvage, and then this is the 3/5 bounce back.
Yeah.
But like you put it all together and like it just looks
It
nice.
looks good. Yeah.
It's just like got very nice presentation.
I really like the songs from Macross. Like the Walker songs are really good. But for me, actually watching the movie, I wasn't a big fan because I think this suffers from what I call Sinful Gear syndrome. Where, and actually, I feel like this is very similar to Sinful Gear in a lot of ways.
I mean, it is. They're both like music fighting bad guys.
So what I consider Sinful Gear syndrome is like, I love idols and music, and I love fighting bad guys. In the same way, I like ice cream and I like pizza.
But you don't.
Please don't put ice cream on my
together.
pizza, right? So like together, it's just like I don't know what I'm watching. I'm so confused. But I like the music by itself, and like robots, Gundam stuff by itself is pretty cool. Just together, ooh.
It's like they tried something new, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's just the pizza ice cream thing. Yeah.
Okay, so this is 2/1 Mikumo. This is the exact same card as the Freerin promo that we just got, right?
No, Freerun promo is it doesn't get plus soul.
Oh, it gives plus soul, right?
No, there's another one that has the filter. I don't remember.
Yeah. So this card is on play. You can discard 1, salvage 1. So it's... Oh, you know what it is? It's Million Life. It's Rio. And then, so on play, ditch a card for cost, salvage a character, and then you can sacrifice this to bounce an opponent's character. This can be pretty useful in like the Shakugan Oshana matchup if they have like the Yuji anti-heal, or if you want to play around like a important defensive counter. And then, as we were saying earlier, one trick that you could potentially do, and like people have done it, it's like pretty niche though, is you play the 2/1 Mikumo, you sacrifice it, and then you sacrifice the Reina and Machina to bring this back, and then you sacrifice it again, and then you...
Just make sure you sacrifice in the front row, otherwise it doesn't work, right?
No, this has to be in the back row.
Sorry, that has to be in the back row?
This can be anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just, this card is just if another character on your stage is killed.
Oh, and it's in the back row.
And this has to be back row,
Right,
yeah.
so that has to be in the back row.
Okay, so here we have our first Yami character. This is like second movie stuff.
Yeah.
Which is beyond the scope of what we know, but it's basically like the dark alternate version. There's probably some spoiler here that we literally can't even talk about, but yeah. One notable thing about the Yami cards is that they are all extremely rude. Literally every single one of them is like rude AF. Like this one. So this one is on play. You mill 2. If you mill a Climax, you get to choose an opponent's level 2 or lower front row character, and you just yeet it to memory. Like it's gone. It doesn't come back. I played this against Simu last night, and I was like, send that to memory, and he's like, what? It comes back? It doesn't come back? And I'm like, just no, it's there. It's gone.
She's doing to you what happened to her with Messer.
Oh, okay, dude.
Gone forever.
And then also, this has our favorite ability on the channel, on cancel bounce back, when they front ended this. Very, very cool. And this also has 2 soul for some reason. So you can side with this, even though she has low power, so that your opponent then has to front into her, and she could potentially come back to your hand, and you can try to yeet more of your opponent's cards to memory. Very, very cool.
Or you can just direct for 3 on the lane that you opened.
Or you can do that, yep. And then for our foil, we have the level 0 Machina. This is just the on-play Rico effect. Discard 1, reveal top card, salvage level X or lower. This has always just been a really good effect just because it gives you a discard outlet, top deck knowledge, and then you get semi-selective salvage. Just overall really, really solid effect. A lot of the time, it will just be the effect on its own, and if there is a second effect alongside of it, that's just kind of like the icing on the cake, but even the effect by itself is just really solid. Oh. Okay. All right, we have the level 0 Event Bonder. Level 3 Dark Freya. So another rude card. This has on play, you can either choose to half Fumio your opponent, so you make them shuffle back their entire waiting room -1 Climax, or you can top check burn 1 if it is a music or pilot character. And that is the only effect of the card. But it also has 3 soul. for some reason.
A lot of soul.
Yeah, so the 1/0 has 2 soul, this has 3 soul. This is not the last time we're going to be seeing a card with more soul than it should have in this opening. And then for our last card, we have the 1/1 Kaname Memory Bomb. Okay. And our third Kaname, level 0. 2-1 Reina. This is a level assist where you can rest her to choose one of your other characters on stage and put it into your stock. We've seen this a couple times before in Weiss Schwarz. It was in Bang Dream, where it didn't really see any play. Mostly just because Bang Dream's traits kind of got in the way.
That was in Bang Dream?
It's in Bang Dream. It's on a 2-1 Choo Choo.
Okay.
And it's not an anniversary card, so it kind of fell across the wayside. I have used it in the past, though, as kind of like, instead of doing like, when I do like Choo Choo Pareo board, instead of doing like double Choo Choo, double Pareo, I would do double Choo Choo, Pareo, and then 2-1 Choo Choo back row, because they're not going to kill my Choo Choo early plays, because they're just huge. So once I'm done with them, I just eat them to stock.
I see.
So that was the plan with that. And then it's also in Project Sekai, where it did see a lot of play, especially when Project Sekai was just set 1, and the decks that people were mainly running were like the choice gold bar build and the standby build. That card was really good in both of those decks, like insanely good card. And it's a pretty good card here. There are some cards in this set where you kind of want to just like play your on play effect and then not have the card on board anymore to make room for more stuff. And so this card can be really useful in that respect, just for maintaining resources and not playing a card and then just immediately playing over it or something like that. And we have another 3-2 Freya. So we have the SP and the DCR and the non-foil.
Wow.
So we're just pulling all of the Freyas today. And for our final pack, we are going to pull another SP, forehead. Just hit. We have a 2-2 Machina, so this is a standby card. She is a 10k max if you have a full front row, and then hand on court. We have a 2-1 Freya. This is a standard anti-change backup, where it's pay 2, sack a character in order to choose one of your opponent's over-level characters, send it to waiting room. And for our... that's not a sign card. For our final foil, we have the Cosmic Movement foil. So I think we have the 2 doors, but we haven't pulled any choice Climaxes in foil yet. This one I think is another key art, right?
Yeah.
Just another like key art that they use for like advertising the show. Also looks very nice. All right, on to our third and final box. So you know what I just realized until now? We haven't really talked about Mikumo in terms of her voice actress.
Oh.
Because we talked about the other members. So
Right.
Mikumo actually has 2 voice actresses, one for the show and then one for singing, which I think is a little bit weird. That's fine. It's just right there. So her voice actress for the actual show is Ami Koshimizu, who is pretty big name in anime. She does a wide range of roles and also a wide range of voices for those roles. So like on the like more quiet end, she has roles like Nodoka in Saki, our resident mahjong anime, and then also she does like Shiori in Princess Connect. It's very soft-spoken voice. But on the other end, she has some very like loud and boisterous roles, like Ryuko from Kill la Kill. She also does Zoe in Grand Blue Fantasy, a game that Simu and I are all too familiar with. And like she has like a very wide range. And then I haven't actually heard Mikumo's speaking voice. I imagine it's like more in the middle.
She's pretty soft-spoken. She doesn't talk very much. Kind of like half sentences almost.
Is she kind of like the like
Cool and mysterious.
Okay.
Yes.
That makes sense. Especially compared to like the other members of the group, where like you have like Genki Girl Freya, you have like actually like soft-spoken analytical girl like Reina, and then like whatever Machina is.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so here we have Max. So this is Mirage's grandfather.
Oh.
So he is the character that was in like the OG Macross. And in those ones, he was like in his teens. And here he's like grandpa. Like literally grandpa. And so this is a really interesting card. It's a 2-1 without a soul trigger. And it's really big power, 9/5. It's also 0 soul.
Where did Soul go?
Yeah, where did all the soul go? It all went here. So he has no soul trigger, he has no soul. So if you swing with this card, it's doing 0 damage. I think the only other card I've ever seen that has 0 soul is that
La Latina.
Darkness, because there's like a meme card where it has really huge power, but it plays on the meme that Darkness cannot hit anything.
She can't do damage.
So she can't do damage. Very fun, very, very funny card. But this card's actually really good in certain situations. So it's on play, you can pay 1, ditch 1, and then you get to choose, you do the effect twice, where you choose one of your opponent's characters, and then you force them to shrink it into a lower level character from their waiting room. So it's like the Ayame from Hololive, except it's a 2/1, and it's not an early play, and it doesn't have a soul trigger, and it doesn't do damage, and it doesn't give global 15. So, but I mean, like, it's still a potentially really useful card in like certain niche matchups. So I definitely think it's not something that you should count out of your deck building necessarily.
I actually think having no soul is really powerful. Just not on a card that costs anything. Something that is really interesting in the mid game is like in certain matchups you actually don't want to push damage if you're trying to like keep your opponent, like damage control your opponent, but you still want to swing to get stock and other resources or kill something, right?
So like if your opponent was at like 2-4 and it's like I don't want to hit him to 2-5 because then they can like clock for turn and then Ricky to 3 and then kill me.
Right. But I still want the stock and I still want to be able to answer a board.
Right.
So like that's when a card like this could come in useful. However, the fact that it has a cost,
it has to pay a stock to get a stock. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Right?
So if it was like a 2-0 with no soul, then I think that actually makes a lot of sense. It would be pretty good. I think.
Wow, another 2-0. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
All right, here we have the Alive Song of Prayer. So this is another movie.
This is movie 2.
Movie 2, yeah. And another Super Dimension Venus. This is also the first choice climax I think we've seen in the entire opening.
Yes.
Yeah. And this one goes with a specific level 3 that we have not yet pulled. And here we have one of my favorite cards in the set. This is the level 0 Mikumo. So this card is so good at level 0. So it's so first of all, it can't side attack, which is like okay, sure. But it has it gets plus 2,000 power continuously if all of your characters are music or pilot. So she's 3/5. So she's big. And on top of that, she also has this like pseudo runner go back to your hand effect that we've seen in previous sets, like Kobayashi's Maid Dragon, where at the start of your opponent's attack phase, if all of your characters are the proper trait, you can mill the top card of your deck. If it is a level 2 or lower character, then when she gets front attacked, you can return her back to your hand. Realistically, if your opponent cannot actually like remove her from the board, you don't need to use that effect. Just because you do risk the chance of like milling a climax, but like let's say you like do a climax combo level 1 turn, you like mill down to 1 card, and then you have 1 card left in deck, you can like use this to mill. And then also if your opponent can kill this, but you do hit the effect, realistically they should not be front attacking, they should be side attacking to leave this on the board and leave you with less options, because if you bounce this back to hand, you could like clock it and then like play new stuff. And so the fact that if the opponent is playing smart and they should be side attacking this, it leaves it on the board, it can actually be kind of detrimental in certain deck types. But overall, it's just a really, really solid card. And every Macross list probably just starts with 4 of this.
Yeah, the card is probably the best card in all Macross.
Just like in a vacuum, right?
Yeah, in a vacuum, yeah. Because like, I think every deck runs 4, and that's not something you could say about any other card in Macross.
Yeah. I think like if you printed this in like every set, like any set that had the access to this card would probably just start their list
with 4, right? Like why would you
with
not?
4.
It's just such a crazy card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So next we have the 1/0 Kaname. So this gains 3k power during your turn if you have another character, which is a very easy requirement. And then she's also a 1500 field counter. And then also for some reason she has 2 soul, despite not being one of the Dark Yami members. I'm not sure why they gave this card 2 soul specifically, but it has 2 soul and I'm not complaining. So I'm going to use this to swing at my opponent, and then who cares what happens after that? I swung for 2. And then we have the level 0 Freya. This is a chaser. And if you have 2 or less stock, this becomes a 3500 chaser. So it's a really good card to play on turn 1. It's not as good to play on your follow-up turns. But that's what this card is for.
Yeah.
Pretty much you like start with like 4 copies of this, and then if you want more like turn 1 plays, you can maybe throw in 1 or 2 copies of this Freya just as like a backup for not having the Mikumo. So it's definitely not as good as the Mikumo, but it serves the same role for the most part on like the first 1 or 2 turns.
And it's also nice that it's red, so that between this runner and the Mikumo, you basically have your 2 colors covered.
Oh yeah, and then like they're like perfect level targets for later on in the game. And for our foil, we have the 2/2 Machina, the standby target. All right, we're getting down to the last 4 packs of our opening. We have still not pulled multiple important cards that we will want to be showing you guys, so we will have to do a slight recap probably at the end.
Yeah.
Here we have the level 0 Kaname. This is the one that was on the Climax that I was talking about earlier. So this one says, at the beginning of your Climax phase, you can just give a character 1,000. And then you can act ability, pay 1, rest this, choose one of your characters, give it on reverse salvage. I feel like the Brainstorms are probably going to be making up the main back row force for most of the game. Even though this card does give you the selectivity, you probably want just like the deck speed from the Brainstorms more. And also the fact that the main Brainstorm at level 0 is a top check 3, it just gives you more access to like things like Climaxes or events that this card would not be able to give you access to.
Mm-hmm.
Here we have the only Climax in the set that does not have the Super Dimension Venus Link, and that's because it is the like Evil Girls Climax. Or the Dark Girls, I guess. So this is Evil and Abyss, and it's a 2 soul, and then it has a Climax combo that we haven't seen yet that is also rude, and it blows up the board. So,
I was trying to make that combo work, but it also blows up your own board, which is
it definitely blows up your board too. Yep.
The problem.
But we do have all of the Evil members on this card. You can just see all 5 of them there. And then they're like their unit, their Evil idol unit, because they're also still idols,
is
called like Yami Q Rei. Which is supposed to be a pun on Valkyrie. So like I'm just like, bro. So yeah, that's them.
So you know how you think the noble dresses are like your favorite like costume that they have?
Yeah,
this is definitely my favorite. This is Evil White Hot.
I think these outfits are pretty nice, but I still think that the noble dresses are still better.
Right. I mean, yeah, I think the noble dress, like the artistic, like, or like it's like very fancy and it's like very detailed, but damn.
Mm-hmm. You know what I think is interesting though is that I literally cannot tell who is who compared to like if I didn't know, I would not be able to tell who corresponds to who, just based on like looking at it. Like obviously they have like the same color palettes as their original versions, but like
kind of. Freya goes from orange to like red and green.
I mean,
so
I guess.
Yeah.
Like, but in terms of like the like other characters' main colors, like Kaname's still like orange.
Yeah.
And then like Reina, even though like Yami Reina is like long hair now, is like still green, and like Makina's still like purple pink. But like, yeah.
Mikumo's now blue or
yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
All right, and for our foil, we have level 0 Witch Kaname. I would say Witches is my second favorite.
Yeah, that one's really good too. That's serious.
So for me, it's the Nobles and then the Witches. So this Kaname is an on death Kome for 3. So you can look it up to 3 cards from the top of your deck to try to find a Climax. If you find one, you can add it to your hand and discard a card. And if not, whatever, you milled for free. And during your turn, this gets plus 1k power, so swings for 3k. Pretty solid card, especially in those decks where you really, really, really need to be finding Climaxes. But that effect is overall just like a pretty solid card that you can just kind of slot into decks, especially ones that are lacking in mill, just because it's free mill with no downside.
Right.
All right, we have the 3/2 Mikumo. This is a Climax combo with Love, Halation, the War, where when this attacks, you choose one of your characters and it gains Cancel Burn, where the cancel is equal to the amount of damage that got canceled. And then it's also an on-play, ditch 1, heal to stock, and gain 1500. So with this card, you really want to be using this effect on a card that can output more damage, just because you have an easier time leveraging that Cancel Burn. As far as off finishers go, the only one that you could do this with is the Icy Tail Reina, and that's it. And so, like, really the intended way to use this card is with you have to mix it with another Climax combo, which is doable in this set for reasons that I would like to explain, but we have not yet pulled the 1/1 event. So, like,
where is it?
All right, here we have 2/2 Yami Mikumo, which blows up the board and then gains Cancel Burn 3.
Yes. And it's on a 2-soul.
On a 2-soul,
which is kind of really awkward because your 2-soul Climax is giving your entire board plus 2 soul.
But in reality, it's giving one character.
What board?
One character plus 2 soul.
I think this would be playable if it was like your old like draw plus 3 soul, or like like a climax that, like targets one character.
3 soul draw 1.
Yeah, 3 soul draw 1 on this combo. I would actually cook. I would be like that. There's possibility there, but
you're
on a 2 soul,
you're gonna need it, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She has 1 base soul.
That's what it's. Well, I mean, she's directing,
but it's 1 base soul.
That's why I was like, dude, if this was 3 soul draw, this combo would actually be.
They literally took all the bonus. They took the soul from this and max, and then they gave it to like random 1/0s. Like, okay, bro.
Whoa.
Oh, and then we have another foil climax. This is we pulled the climax earlier, but this is the foil version, and so this is movie 2 key visual.
Yeah.
And this card looks crazy.
Ooh.
Like, you guys can't really see it super great from just the camera, but like the colors, when you just like tilt the card from side to side, it's
so
just like
hard. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then like also that same thing I was saying earlier, where like when you have that like flat foil border around like the main focus of the art, and then it goes to the background after it, like, whew, especially on like the feathers over here, looks so good. All right, 2 packs left. Please, can I just pull this 1/1 event?
1 event.
What was the other foil you said you needed? Brainstorm? We haven't even pulled a non-foil.
Yeah. The 2 most. Oh!
Okay, all right. Here we have, not that Brainstorm. We have pulled the level 0 Reina Brainstorm. So, I mean, like, we kind of have to talk about. Okay, did we pull the event? Okay, all right. We pulled the foil event. All right, we're just gonna talk about it real quick. I just need to check real quick. So this 1/1 foil, this 1/1 event, Fly Valkyrie, is the iconic card of Macross Delta. So this card interacts with the Superdimensional Venus Link in a very unique way. So the way this card works is you want to play 2 copies and then send them to memory. And then when you send them to memory, you just go -2. like literally you go -2 for fun. But while you have 2 in memory, when you play a climax that has the Superdimensional Venus Link, it gains the names of all of the other Superdimensional Venus Link climaxes in your waiting room. And so with this, you can do multiple different climax combos in the same turn. So like if we rewind real quick to the 3/2 that I just pulled, this would allow you to do her climax combo alongside another level 3 finisher climax combo at the same time. And so that is the main focus of the main Macross Delta deck. Also, while you have 2 or more copies of this in memory, any subsequent copies, they basically just become a 1/0 event draw card. Mm-hmm. And so you want to get 2 of these into your memory as fast as possible, which does require 2 stock and going -2 on hand. But the idea is that with the ability to do multiple different climax combos in the same turn, you can make that card advantage back relatively easily.
I think that only happens because of a very specific interaction with 2 combos at level 1 that allows you to get those cards back. Mm-hmm. I think if it wasn't for those 2 combos specifically, you would still not be able to get your advantage back. Yeah. But because of that combo, this works. Mm-hmm. If only barely. Yeah.
So, okay, here we have Witch Kaname. And then, so let's go back to the Witch Reina. So this is the most important card to play alongside the Fly Valkyrie event. This is the card that makes everything work. So her second ability is just a standard tap cell salvage brainstorm, but her first effect says you can pay 1, rest this, and then if your deck has 6 or more cards, you mill cards all the way down until you have 5. And then you check how many climaxes with different names are in your waiting room. If there are 4 or more different name climaxes in your waiting room, you free fresh at the start of the encore step. But if you do not have 4 or more and you have 3 or less, then not only do you not free fresh, the brainstorm clocks itself. So you neg 1 on board and you take a damage and you don't free fresh. So yeah, basically the way the main Macross deck works that runs these 2 cards is your climax lineup is going to be 2 choice, 2 of another choice, 1 of another choice, 1 door, and 1 standby. So it's 6 different climaxes. And usually those decks will utilize 3 of those 6 for actual climax combos, maybe 4. Mm-hmm. maybe 5, because like the standby combo,
Well,
like
does that really count?
it's like it's there. I mean, it is a combo.
Oh, true, it's there. You
It
could
is there.
field it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But like usually you will be utilizing 3 out of those 6 climaxes for actual climax combos. But it is important to use the Reina to mill your deck down so that you have the proper names in waiting room so that you can resolve multiple climax combos in the same turn, and then free fresh, and then hopefully cancel them and just do it all over again. That is like the main goal of the deck.
An important thing with the free fresh though, is that because the free fresh happens before the end of your turn, the climax that you have in play, if you have one in play, does not go back into your deck.
Usually.
Or usually.
Yeah.
Unless you send it there.
Yeah, with Mikumo, because Mikumo, she says at the start of the Encore step, you can sack the climax in order to salvage 2. So what you do is at the start of Encore step, you order it so that you sack the climax first and then free fresh.
Yeah.
So that it will go back in with the free fresh. Okay, where's 1-0 Kaname?
Yeah, I was like, it's kind of hard to talk about the combo without Kaname. We also haven't pulled her climax either. I pulled out all the Link stuff. We're still missing.
We pulled Ikanai Borderline, which
we just pulled it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. We just pulled Ikanai Borderline. So this is a climax that goes with both the level 2 Mikumo and the level 3 Freya. And now we're just missing the Axia climax,
we're missing Axia.
which I don't think we can pull. Can you pull 2 climax in one pack? You can? Okay.
Right, the next one
Is it a climax?
Axia?
No, that's not a climax. Okay. So.
Ooh, my favorite card.
Oh, this is
my favorite card.
Okay, so Simu wants to cook with this card.
I think this card is crazy.
So this card, for those of you who play Yu-Gi-Oh, this is Light Force Sword. So when you play this card from hand to stage, you randomly rip a card of your opponent's hand until the end of their next turn. And so if you play this like before their finisher turn, you might just completely just neuter their entire finisher line. Like let's say you like rip the climax out of their hand, it's like okay, GG. Or like you rip an important piece that they might need or something like that. So Simu wants to just play like 4 of these in one turn and just be like, oh, you have like your hand is Hendrickson, climax, discard, and now it's not. Very cool. GG. And so that's what he wants to do. And this card also has a field counter 2500, and for some reason is also 2 soul.
Yeah.
So if you want, you can side with this in order to utilize that field counter effect on their next turn. Although honestly, a lot of the stuff in this set is not very good defensively.
Yeah, I think I would just go face with that.
Just front for 2.
Yeah, front for 2.
Send it. And then for our last card, we have the 1/1 Hayate, which we have not pulled the 3/2 for. All right, you know what? We're not even going to talk about this card yet. We're going to go grab the relevant cards, and we're going to come back, and we're going to recap the set. So we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
All right, so we pulled a few cards out that we are going to talk about here at the end that we did not pull. So the first one is going to be the Dark Reina, Yami Reina. This is like, I think, the one Yami member that we didn't pull. Right? You pulled all the other ones? Yeah. Yeah, so this card is a tap self salvage brainstorm. Pretty standard effect. I mean, it is a 1/0, so you can't play it until level 1. But the second effect, I think, is what makes this card really unique. So she can also be a burn brainstorm. Pay 1, rest 2, or brainstorm 4, and then deal damage to your opponent equal to the number of climaxes. This is an effect that we've only seen like maybe like 3 other times in Weiss Schwarz. The ones that I can think of off the top of my head are the 2/1 Megumin from Konosuba, the 3/2, I don't even know her name, from Alice Gear Aegis.
I forgot her name.
And then like, yeah, but this is just an effect that we very rarely see.
2/1 Shion. Oh, not Shinon, right?
From?
Doesn't Shinon have a burn brainstorm?
Shinon? Oh yeah, she does. The one. Okay, well like.
How do you forget?
Dude, it didn't even sound like you said Shinon. It sounded like you were saying like she on.
Sorry,
like,
Shinon.
Yeah, the
Your
Shinon.
girl.
Yeah, okay, like that card is anniversary trait. I literally can't play that in my deck. Bro. Okay. So, I mean, like, well, no, I could. The other ones I can't play. I could play that card though. But yeah, Burn Brainstorm, not very common. The fact that it's also on a 1/0 is actually like this is the only Burn Brainstorm that's a 1/0. Because all the other ones are, it's a 2/1, a 2/1, a 3/2.
Yeah.
And so I think this card is just really, really good. I think for normal decks, like if you're just playing like 8/1K1 and not playing like the Venus Link deck, I think what I've been doing is I play 2 copies of this and I play 2 copies of the Top Check 3 Brainstorm. That's what we forget. Okay, whatever. There's a Top Check 3 Brainstorm. It's a top check. It's a top check 3 brainstorm. That's like it. Yeah.
Well, I do think that because this is salvage, it works really well with like the 0 top check 3. So you don't have to, because like some decks want top check 3 more, some decks want salvage more. So you can kind of like diversify.
Yeah, I mean, like I just play both. So,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying you can play both and like you can get the one you need at the right moment. Also, want to mention, I just noticed that like their slogans are like the kind of
it's opposite.
The opposite.
So there's like music is desire, and then there's like music
is
insanity.
Oh, yeah,
is like another one. So,
so that's cool.
So they do have the opposite catchphrases.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next card we're going to talk about is the Kaname. So, first of all, this has a Soul Trigger. We love 1/0s with Soul Triggers, right? We love 1/0s with Soul
Only thing better is zeros with Soul Trigger.
Okay, Licorice Recoil player. Okay, so 1/0 Kaname. She gains 3k power during your turn, and then her Climax combo with the Axia choice. This is also the last choice Climax for the Super Dimension Venus link thing. It says, when this attacks, you summon a cost 0 character from your waiting room, and then you cannot do 4 or more attacks that turn. This is to prevent shenanigans because you could... we'll just talk about it right now. It's to prevent shenanigans, basically.
Yeah.
So this is the Messer that is designed to be played with Economy. So she summons a cost 0. It doesn't say what level cost 0 you can play. So you can play a 2/0 Messer from your waiting room. So Messer says you cannot play events or backups from your hand. If you have a copy of him in your level zone, he gets -1 level while in your hand. And if you have the Kaname combo on stage, this card gets during your turn plus 3,000, allowing him to swing for 10k after Climax. And also he gains the Time Machine effect. So when he reverses the battle opponent, he can go to memory and then come back next turn and do it all over again. And so the reason this card says that you cannot perform 4 or more attacks until end of turn is because if you started with this on your board and it didn't have that restriction, you could reverse them, send this to memory, and then summon to the empty slots and you can attack.
Or you could summon the Messer, kill something, and then summon another thing.
And then summon another
with
thing.
The 2 Kanames.
Yeah.
It's like a combination of Kaname and Messer would just...
It would be really...
It would break the game.
Yeah. Okay, so, yeah. Basically, the idea, though, is you want to start with just one Kaname in your front row, and then you play the Climax, you use her to summon another Kaname, and then you use that Kaname to summon a 2/0. That is the main idea behind this Climax combo. Now, the way it gets really silly is when you... Oh, and then also the Reina, you can bounce it back to your hand to open up the slots.
Yeah.
So, okay, so it gets really silly when you combine it with the 2/0 Mikumo. So when you have 2 copies of the Fly Valkyrie event in your memory, the Climaxes will share names, so you can do multiple Climax combos in the same turn. So what you can do is you can do Kaname, summon Kaname, that's a +1, use that one to summon Mikumo, that's a +2, and then at the start of Encore Step, Mikumo will sack the Climax, you're +4. And so this makes up for the fact that you're going -2 on the Fly Valkyrie combo, or Fly Valkyrie events, so you're going -2 on that, you're -1 to play the Climax, but if you resolve a Kaname into Mikumo turn, you are +1 at the end of that turn, which is the equivalent of like playing 2 normal Climax combo in like a normal deck. But the thing is that once you are +1 from that point, if you are able to continue doing this in future deck states, you will go like monstrously plus.
Right.
Because you don't have to account for the minus of the Fly Valkyrie events anymore because those have already been made up. So if you're able to do the same thing on the next turn, instead of being +1, you're now +3. So you're able to get a lot of value. And the fact that these ones will probably survive attacking into your opponent's board, and then after you free fresh, these will die, go into your waiting room. You have the full setup available to do it all over again, as long as you just get another copy of Kaname to work with, and you get another Climax.
Right. I think the fact that you only need to specifically resculpt 1 copy of a card
Of Kaname.
to access the entire link again is what makes it really repeatable. It's not like you have to try to get triple combo again. You just get 1 card and then Climax.
Yeah. So that is the really powerful part about the level 1 line of the Link deck. And then now we have the level 3. This is the most popular one to play. So like we have the level 3 Freya, which is one of the options that you can play as the top end for the Fly Valkyrie deck. And we will be featuring this as one of the finisher packages in our gameplay block. But this is probably the most popular one. This is also actually the deck that won the World Championships this last year in 2024. So the way this card works is it doesn't have an on-play effect. And when you attack with the Climax, which is the Alive Climax, this one right here, you get to choose one of 3 effects. You can either heal up to 1 and draw up to 1 card, or you can full Fumio your opponent and gain 5,000 power, or you can deal 2 damage to your opponent for free. And then by itself, this is not super great, because the thing is that without an on-play ability, if you get forced into an early level 3, you need to combo to heal, and then if you're comboing to heal, you're not comboing to finish, and then they're probably going to kill these, and then you don't have any follow-up. So the card that really makes this all come together is the 1/1 Hayate. So this card is a level assist. He also has an effect that says if you trigger a choice, you can pay 1 to draw a card. And then this second effect says at the beginning of your climax phase, if you have 2 or more other traded characters, you can pay 1, discard 2, and then all of your assuming you don't have more than 1 copy of it, you need to only have 1 copy of the Hayate. But basically what it allows you to do is when you use the Freya and Hayate's climax combo, you pick 1 effect, and then you choose one of the other 2 effects that you didn't already choose, and you also resolve that. So you can do like heal 1, draw 1, burn 2, or you can do like Fumio 2, burn 2. Like basically you just get to double the output of what your level 3 is able to do. And honestly, compared to a 3-2 that just on play heals and on attack like pay 1, ditch 1, burn 2s, I would probably rather just prefer the basic on attack, pay 1, ditch 1, burn 2. But this does give you that extra option of like the Fumio, two Climax Fumio, so that is pretty neat. It does require a little bit of heavy stock investment if you want to do like triple combo plus Hayate plus his effect though. So you do want to be watching out for that, especially because throughout the game, you're going to be spending a lot of stock on like the Fly Valkyrie event and also just using your brainstorms to mill down to 5 cards. So stock is a hot commodity in this deck. Okay, so I think we've pretty much gone through everything in terms of like playability standpoint. Did you have anything else you wanted to mention before we get into our quick like SP showcase at the end?
Yeah, no, I think we covered everything.
Okay, let's get right into it. We have 5 SPs to show you guys today. And we can just show them all at once.
Okay. Oh, should we clear up?
Yeah, sure.
That's good.
So we have 5 SPs to show you guys today, 1 of each of the Valkyrie members. And we also wanted to make sure that we had all of the different like outfit sets covered as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at each of those one by one. Okay, so yeah, we have our Freya here that we pulled here at the beginning. So she is in the like catchphrase set. So one of the other ones that we had pulled aside earlier is this level 0 Machina. Music is Hope. Machina, this is the on-play Rico. And so these two go into the same outfit set. Next up, we have the Super Dimensional Venus Valkyrie set. These ones are all, they have like the symbol. These are also like, this is just her character signature, I think. I think hers is just like this fancy M.
Okay.
So this is the Mikumo. And so this is another set. This goes with cards like the 1/0 Soul, Kaname. So that's going to be our second one. And for the... Wait, I thought we had... Why do we have 2 witches? Hold up. Hold up. Oh, wait, no. That's right, because there's only 4 sets, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we have 1 for each character. So next we have the Scarlet Noble Freya. This is another one of the cards that has the Apple character sign. And we have the Kaname sign. This is the On Death Kome for 3 from the Witch set. And then finally we have the Reina level 0 Brainstorm, also from the Witch set. So with 20 SPs in the set, there are quite a lot. So you're not always gonna, obviously not always gonna hit the ones you want, but I think that with the amount of diversity between the outfits and just how good like the outfits look, I think like regardless of what you hit, you're bound to hit something that I think looks really nice. And with an expected ratio of 6 SPs per case, like you're bound to hit one of like your favorite member of the 5, right? So yeah, I'm like a big fan of like the way the set looks aesthetically, especially with like the really nice outfits. Like I think we've just made it very clear that like these two just looks like so good, and then also some of the foil climax arts just look so insane. You get that premium booster sparkle. If you're looking for some like really shiny cards just for a collection, as always with premium boosters, these are going to be like a really nice product that you can pick up and just like have a lot of binder material. Okay, I think that's going to be it for us here though, and we will see you guys in our upcoming deck profile and gameplay block, so be sure to look out for that. Until then, this has been Randall and Simu on the Tressa's Collectibles channel. Do you have anything you want to just say at the end?
No, I mean, I think this is definitely a really cool set. It's very interesting, different. If you are of the opinion that every Weiss deck is the same, every Weiss set is the same, this is definitely one of those that tries to shake things up with its own flavor. So yeah, if you're looking for something new and exciting, this is definitely a set to get into from a gameplay perspective. And obviously, the characters look fantastic. If you haven't listened to any of the Wall Creator songs, highly recommend. Their music is fantastic. Hopefully we can play some during the videos. If we play
I'm just now realizing as we're ending the video, we haven't glazed Juna at all. Juna, Mikumo's singing voice, Juna, she was 14 when she recorded the singing for the show. And it's it sounds like someone who has been singing in a music career for years.
If you're not familiar with Juna as a singer, if you watched the Bride, what's that card? The Archdemon Bride. She sings the opening for that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Fantastic singer. She sang at Anime Expo in 2019.
Yeah.
Could not appear on stage for the final curtain call.
Because she's underage at the time.
Yep. But yeah, so fantastic singer. The music of this show is really fantastic. Hopefully we can play some in short sound bites whenever we play a Associated Climax or something like that. That's what I'm hoping for. Some ideas. But yeah, definitely check out this music. It's really good. Cool IP, cool songs.
Okay, and that's gonna be it from us. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.